Welcome back. Now, let's jump into it. So one thing I was toying around with, like 2 weeks ago, I was making a little 2D platformer, and I was thinking about an interesting way to implement its textures. And what you can do is you can create a GUI texture. Let me make sure that Unity is showing here. You can make a GUI texture here. I'll remove everything and I'll do it from scratch. I was just kind of toying around with this before I went live. So let's say we want this thing to be just a red. We want just this one face to be red. Instead of cutting out this whole square and then only painting that one face, we can simply go in here and add in some interesting new concepts. Actually, let's grab that cube again, and then let's add. Oh no, sorry. Let me redo this. Sorry, I haven't really done this before. Kind of figuring it out as I go. We'll add a raw image, and that'll give us this pane here to play with that you can just throw on any texture, right? I mean, I'll just put on this just for concepts. So you can move that, and then we can center this on top of our cube itself. And this is going to allow us to really, I guess this is not a very good particle to use. We'll just use a normal background, and then we'll paint it red. And let's just line it up there, like so. Make it a little smaller. It's not perfectly centered, but that's okay. And then one thing we're going to have to do is we got to go into here, the canvas, its parent object that contains it. You have to make sure that instead of setting screen space overlay, change this to world space. And then you can put the event camera in there if you want. I don't think it'll change anything. But now if we run it, we should see this little guy here on our screen, right? Yeah, it doesn't look great. But you notice if you don't have it on world space, when you run it, you don't see it anywhere. So make sure to have that selected at world space. And yeah, so you can really add any image you want on there, which is nice. I mean, this is obviously doesn't look like anything, but we could turn this into like some blocks or something the guy would have to jump over. You can make it a little more tight. Not tight in a cool way, but I mean tight as in not all blurry and looking bad. But you get the general concept, and then we can take these and we can copy it. We can put a new one up, this one. Put it up on here, like so on and so forth. And this is nice because this will reduce, I think, on the amount. Maybe it won't. I would imagine this would reduce the amount of runtime and efficiency of your program, just because you're not having to deal with having to paint all of these. Although maybe that wouldn't make a difference. I'm not really too sure on how much painting the actual textures will affect it. But anyways, it's an easy implementation. Now you can jump up here. Jumps way too high. We can just land on this one. It's a little off, but you kind of get the gist of it. And that's so that's an interesting way if you're implementing a 2D game. You can just sort of get textures on there really quickly and easy, or really anything for that matter. A friend of mine and I were toying around with a card game, and this is how we ended up implementing on each individual card. We would end up implementing its stats, because not only can you add an image, there's also different things you can add, like you can add text. So we had a text object on there that would have, it's the amount of damage the card would deal and the amount of hit points the cards have, and things like that, because you want it to be able to update at runtime, which is important.